The UAE was never designed for conflict. Its fundamental promise is offering stability in a volatile part of the world. This is especially evident in Dubai. This very promise transformed it into a rapidly expanding global center for commerce, finance, and travel. In Dubai, you'll find over 81,000 millionaires, and that figure is climbing rapidly. However, the presence of missiles and drones is terrible for business, putting Dubai's reputation on the line. For a city like Dubai, reputation is everything. If that trust begins to fade, the entire structure collapses with it. Since February 28th, over 350 missiles and almost 2,000 drones from Iran have targeted the UAE, volume similar to the attacks Israel has faced. Yet, the response inside the UAE has been completely different. Wealthy residents are getting out. They are securing seats on commercial flights and chartering private jets to exit the nation. Prices at hotels are being slashed. Shopping malls have gone quiet. Sections of the city have lost their former vibrancy. In just days, Dubai's property market index has plummeted by around 30%. Operations at Dubai International Airport are facing delays while maritime traffic into the UAE is slowing, leaving numerous ships anchored offshore. This isn't a total breakdown. The city's formula for success is effective, but only as long as people believe it is. This decade is being defined by AI, and major tech firms are competing for top experts. Our sponsor today, Outskill, gives you an edge by teaching you the most vital skills. Outskill is a learning platform centered on AI designed to show you how to apply AI in your daily tasks. This weekend, it's holding a 2-day live AI Mastermind event on Saturday and Sunday, running from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each day. Over 10 million individuals globally have completed this course, giving it a 4.9 out of 5 score on Trustpilot. While this event usually costs money, I've teamed up with Outskill to give away 1,000 free spots to Caspian Report viewers. You can advance from a novice to an expert in only 16 hours. This workshop compiles knowledge from more than 100 specialists at firms like NVIDIA and Microsoft who were part of the AI revolution. When it's over, you will be able to create AI agents, streamline your WorkLink applications like Sheets and Notion, and cut down your weekly workload with AI. Additionally, you'll receive complimentary extras valued at $5,000, such as a prompt guide, a plan for making money with AI, and a custom AI tool builder. Signing up now also grants you access to their special AI survival guide created to keep you updated on important developments in AI. To reserve your spot before they're all taken, simply click the link provided in the description. For more information, you can join their WhatsApp group. The UAE's economy isn't a monolithic entity. It operates as a federation with each area serving a unique purpose. The bedrock of this system is Abu Dhabi. That emirate controls most of the nation's oil and funds the entire federation with its riches. Dubai, however, constructed a different model on that base. Its system is powered not by oil but by constant flow. Money flows through it, people flow through it, products flow through it. The city's function is to be a connector and a facilitator, ensuring everything moves smoothly. This model relies entirely on predictability. Planes land as scheduled, freight is handled swiftly, and agreements are closed promptly. The assumption isn't simply that things function, but that they do so flawlessly. Eventually, this very expectation turned into the commodity. At that point, what Dubai offered was no longer just access, but a guarantee of stability. In an area known for its volatility, this was a revolutionary concept. The city marketed itself as a stable anomaly. The airline industry capitalized on this. Emirates Airlines quickly recognized that about 2/3 of the global population is located within an 8-hour flight, positioning Dubai perfectly as a layover destination. Capitalizing on this strategic edge, Dubai's international airport transformed into a central nexus for travelers between Europe, Asia, and Africa. A similar principle drives its commerce. The city's ports are engineered for velocity. Cargo containers are received, managed, and dispatched with very little downtime. This level of efficiency draws in businesses, which allowed the adjacent Jebel Ali port to become one of the world's 10 busiest, managing tens of millions of containers each year. Next, you have the financial dimension. Dubai provides a commercial climate with minimal restrictions and low taxes, allowing capital to flow without friction, unlike rival hubs. This appeals not only to businesses operating there, but also to those looking to park and grow their fortunes. Moreover, every part of the economy supports the others. Air travel drives commerce. Commerce bolsters finance. Finance brings in people who in turn power the machine. The entire model functions on the basis of public trust. The underlying belief is that the flow will continue unimpeded and that the city will stay secure, steady, and shielded from regional turmoil. This trust is the lubricant that keeps the system running smoothly. Yet in only a matter of weeks, Dubai's pristine image has been tarnished. A video recorded on February 28th marked the point when doubts about the Dubai promise began to surface. A projectile from Iran hit the waterfront facade of the Fairmont Hotel. This hotel is situated on the well-known Palm Islands, an area filled with enormous villas and luxurious resorts. In the following days, Dubai's skyline began to resemble a combat zone. Another video from March 8th captures an Iranian Shahed drone over the city beach pursued by a fighter jet trying to take it down. A final clip from March 11th reveals the aftermath of a drone attack on Dubai International Airport. Similar strikes have occurred on a near-daily basis. The targets have included landmarks, logistical hubs, and various types of civilian facilities. From the war's outset, almost half of all Iranian missiles and drones have been aimed at the UAE, a large portion of which were directed at Dubai. While the majority of these are stopped, a few make it through. Even the ones that are intercepted still create an impact. The thud of explosions is now a regular feature of the city's ambient noise. The volume of these strikes is significant, but the selection of targets is equally crucial. While not a conventional war zone, the UAE is intricately linked to the American security framework that backs Israel. It provides bases for military operations, shares intelligence, and is pivotal for regional supply chains and finance. In Tehran's view, this makes the UAE an extension of that same system. Therefore, Iran's missile and drone attacks on the UAE are not aimed at conquest. Instead, they are a strategy to increase the war's expense using the Emirates as leverage to apply pressure indirectly on the United States. This explains why infrastructure and supply chains are the targets of these attacks. The goal is to inject doubt into a system built on reliability. Yet conflict is a fact of life. Major cities often face attacks. New York experienced 9/11, and London suffered the 7/7 bombings. Both cities, however, recovered from the trauma and moved forward. Dubai's foundation is different, and its capacity to operate as before is now in question. Much of this hinges on its population and the ease with which they can leave. Dubai represents a novel type of urban center in many respects. It is radically different from its historical predecessors. Historically, cities grew organically around populations that lived and worked in one location. These cities developed over time, recovered from calamities, and endured cycles of fortune. Their strength, however, was drawn from their deep-seated communities. A city is more than just a point on a map. It provides a feeling of community and purpose. While these identities can be complex and unfair, they are profoundly real. For a great number of people, their city defines their sense of self and their place in the world. This connection is exactly what compels them to return. It's the reason they remain and reconstruct when everything else has collapsed. But now that foundation of identity has weakened. It is eroding. With increased global mobility as people move between nations and cities, their connection to a specific land and place diminishes. This trend is most starkly illustrated by the UAE and specifically Dubai. The vast majority of its inhabitants are expats. Almost 9 in 10 people there are foreign nationals. A portion are professionals from the West, but the larger number are laborers from South and Southeast Asia who are essential to the city's operation. For each of these groups, the tie to Dubai is typically based on a transaction, not a natural bond. They lack deep roots or any profound attachment to their place of residence. The majority of expatriates move to Dubai with very specific motivations. They are drawn by job prospects, better pay, a life without taxes, urban amenities, and perhaps the climate. This very calculus is the engine of its success. Yet it also means its residents are always weighing the pros against the cons. Staying there is contingent entirely on that equation. Once that equation starts to change, their entire rationale for being in the city begins to collapse. This highlights the fundamental weakness of a synthetic transaction-based city such as Dubai. It can expand rapidly under ideal circumstances, but it can also contract just as quickly when things turn. Currently, while tens of thousands have departed Dubai, the majority of expats have not, indicating the risk-reward calculation remains positive for them despite the conflict. On the other hand, the city's huge migrant workforce has no such choice. Their continued presence is not due to any loyalty, but rather to a complete lack of other options. The city is trapped by the very system that fueled its initial success. With that in mind, the longer this conflict continues and the more attacks Dubai endures, the weaker its appeal becomes, forcing investors to find more secure havens. After the fighting stops, the Emirati government will almost certainly roll out new inducements, aid packages, and visa accommodations, anything to secure capital and help businesses recover. Many of these initiatives will be effective securing Dubai's immediate future. But surviving is a far cry from prospering. In the conflict's aftermath, a more fundamental perception will have been altered. The belief in uninterrupted commerce, effortless logistics, and absolute dependability can no longer be assumed. Investors must now account for previously unthinkable risks, and companies will start spreading their assets. While most of the money will remain, a fraction will quietly be moved elsewhere. The Emirates will stay intact, but this shared vulnerability will be clear. No city, no matter how rich or influential, can ever truly escape its geography. This is your host, Shirvan from Caspian Report. If you find these analyses valuable, please consider backing the channel on Patreon and hit the bell icon so you won't miss what's next. Thank you for tuning in.